Set the scene here. We're here in Mineola. We just crossed the border to Garden City. But I remember when I was on that Ronkonkoma train, I mentioned something about like The Voice season 22 being like the best ever, and how it was just hot, like heat everywhere. That's how I like to describe things. However, I was dead wrong. The Voice season 22 turned out to be the worst season in the entire series. It can't even compare to season 5, the number 1 season in the series. The Voice has just become cryogenic. That's what I'm calling it now. It's cryogenic because of how horrible the performances are due to the lack of records, which in season 22 there were none at all. Not even the finals had recording, had records on iTunes or Apple Music, whatever you like to call it. Yeah, like even the finalists and even the winner didn't do too well singing on that show. That's for that reason. The lack of iTunes makes them perform worse. So yeah, season 22 of The Voice was truly the worst season in the entire series. Then season 23 will probably overtake that and be then that will probably be the worst one. And after season 23, I wouldn't be surprised if it got canceled. That's what you do when you approach a 15th season of a show and you decide to cut the recordings. The performances get worse. And if there was never iTunes, that still wouldn't have happened, because performers wouldn't be performing worse though if there was no iTunes from the beginning, because then nothing has changed. But I'm always just looking at the old seasons and listening to their music, the first 14 seasons, on my iPhone. That's what I do, because they start all the way in the blind auditions on all those seasons. Yes, there are no instant save performances or non-competition or losing battle knockout that don't advance on it, but that's okay. That's not that much. And I think those make sense except for the instant save winners. What I'm trying to say is that I was wrong about The Voice when I was taking that Ronkonkoma train trip to college, and I was in Hicksville, through Bethpage, you know what I mean? And I was talking about how amazing The Voice was in this season that just happened. Well, all that stuff is false. Season 22 was horrible. I'm not going to be watching any future seasons of The Voice. If they're going to perform songs that I like songs that I choose, songs that I really am a fan of, like if I'm a fan of the original song, but then perform it worse and not label it on iTunes, then I call it trashing a song. That's what I call it. You're trashing songs by not putting them on the label. Yeah, throwing them in the garbage. That's what I call it. So, on the Vogue, there's going to be a non-competition performance where I'm not talking about season 0, the one I'm in now, but seasons 1 and beyond will have the I Knew the Voice Was Trouble. It's like, I knew the voice was trouble when you walked in. Shame on Dally, missed opportunities that never been. Then you cut the damn songs. Like that. That's all I gotta say.